a famous saying in Hungary that states, "Anywhere you go in the world, it's sure that you will find Hungarians there." This is especially true for Hollywood. At least it was during its classic era. The foundation of the American film industry was born from the contributions of Hungarian immigrants. I could introduce countless Hungarians who work or worked in the Hollywood film industry, but unfortunately, I only have space and time to mention a few. Hungarian-American motion picture executive and producer William Fox was born in Hungary 1 January 1879. His parents, Michael and Hannah, were both Hungarian Jews. The family immigrated to the United States when William was 9 months old and settled in New York City. With tireless energy and prescient vision, Fox put an indelible stamp on the form and content of American motion pictures. It was Fox who laid the foundation for the Hollywood studio system by launching and largely paying for the U.S. Department of Justice antitrust lawsuit that in 1915 formally dissolved the monopolistic Motion Picture Patents Company. After that, anyone could legally make movies. When World War I broke out, Fox led worldwide expansion of the American movie industry. Previously a prosperous New York area exhibitor and distributor, it was difficult to figure out how exactly William Fox became so successful so quickly as a movie producer. Fox began making movies in mid-1914, and in early 1915 formed the Fox Film Corporation based in New York. Within a year's time, he had catapulted into the industry's front ranks and was turning out one feature film per week. During the 1920s, Fox developed sound-on technology, which remains the industry standard, gave important early career breaks to directors John Ford and Howard Hawks, built a chain of palatial movie theaters, and made what is widely considered to be the greatest silent film, 1927's Sunrise, starring Janet Gaynor and George O'Brien. A true believer in the American dream, who longed to overcome his Lower East Side slum background, William Fox craved respectability and was very proper, old-fashioned even, in his personal conduct. He had only one wife whom he loved devotedly, and he considered religious faith to be the wellspring of his worldly success. Born in Hungary, 7 January 1873, Austro-Hungarian Adolph-Zukor was orphaned by age 7. He was sent to live with his uncle, Kalman Lieberman, a rabbi who hoped Adolf would follow in his footsteps. Zukor knew from a young age, though, that he was destined for the world of business. Like hundreds of thousands of Europeans at the time, Zukor followed his ambitions to the New World. He managed to get himself to New York by the age of 16. In 1892, he and a friend, Morris Cohn, went to Chicago, and together they opened their own fur business. Their business became a success, and he and Cohn moved their company to New York in 1900. In 1912, Zukor embarked on a partnership with Broadway producer Daniel Frohman, and together they secured the U.S. rights to show the French-produced film Queen Elizabeth, starring one of the day's biggest names, Sarah Bernhardt. The partners targeted a wealthier clientele than those who frequented the Nickelodeons, seeking to create an event with cachet. Their investment paid off when New York's social elites attended the premiere at the Lyceum Theater on 12th of July, 1912. Adolph-Zukor was one of the first people to make big profits in the movie business. He realized that the three elements of the film business, production, distribution, and exhibition, were financially dependent on each other and could be increased by opportunistic mergers. Zukor's ambition would propel him to the leadership of one of Hollywood's most powerful companies, Paramount Pictures. In 1935, Zukor became Paramount's chairman. He continued to foster the growth of a media empire. His contributions to the film industry earned him an Academy Award in 1948. In 1976, the former immigrant, self-made fur merchant, Nickelodeon investor, and film business pioneer died at age 103. Michael-Curtiz was a Hungarian-born American film director, recognized as one of the most prolific directors in history. Already a well-known director in Europe, Warner Brothers invited Curtiz to Hollywood in 1926 when he was 39 years of age. He directed over 100 films during his Hollywood career, mostly at Warner's, where he directed 10 actors to Oscar nominations. James Cagney and Joan Crawford won their only Academy Awards under Curtiz's direction. He put Doris Day and John Garfield on the screen for the first time and made stars of Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, and Bette Davis. He himself was nominated 5 times and won twice, once for Best Short Subject for Sons of Liberty and once as Best Director for Casablanca. Curtiz helped popularize the classic swashbuckler films such as Captain Blood, 1935, and The Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938. He directed many dramas which today are also classics. Angels with Dirty Faces, 1938, The Sea Wolf, 1941, Casablanca, 1942, and Mildred Pierce, 1945. He directed leading movie musicals, including Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942, This Is the Army, 1943, and White Christmas, 1954. And he made comedies with Life with Father, 1947, and We're No Angels, 1955. Curtiz even directed Elvis Presley in the film King Creole, 1958. If you are a fan of the classic Hollywood, you might have heard about director George-Cukor, the master of romantic movies. Yes, he also had Hungarian blood running through his veins. His parents were immigrants from Hungary, but Cukor himself was born in New York. He directed such classics as The Philadelphia Story, Romeo and Juliet, A Star is Born, and My Fair Lady, for which he won the Golden Globe and the Oscar for Best Director. Cukor is also known for playing a huge part in Katharine Hepburn's rise and success. I would like to dedicate this special segment of Hungarian Hollywood history to Hungarian-born actor Bela-Lugosi, whose most famous film role was that of Count Dracula in Dracula. I'm Steve Schneickert, and this is Hollywood History as I recall it.